Thank you. First of all, I want to thank all Nigerians for the great support given to our party and myself personally from the people of Ibejuleki Federal Constituency. Well, when we were before the election, we had an interview and I was so confident and I told you Asiwaju was going to emerge as a president. And if you look at his antecedents, and these are what we should now be discussing, how are these antecedents going to play out in forming a good government starting from next month? First, we're talking about we're going to have a better political stability. Asiwaju is someone who never gives things to chance. It's meticulous in his activities, and it's going to start with the leadership of the National Assembly. Unlike what we had the few periods back where there is usually crisis in the selection and election of leadership of the House. Everybody is actually coming together now, and we've actually formed a team called the Joint Tax for the 10th Assembly, where the decision of the party will be implemented. Apart from the individuals actually coming out, a team now, which is now the Joint Tax, is a combination of all the members of the House, all the parties involved. The 8 parties they have members in the 10th Assembly are now working together to ensure that we have a same voice. Immediately the party comes out with its directive in terms of zoning. So these are part of the signs that you see that, yes, we have someone who is in charge. And it's the body language of the president that determines this kind of moves. And that's one of the reasons why we're going to start having stability in the politics of the country this time around. And if you look about, talking about the quality of the team too, you can be rest assured that by the time Asiwaju put up his cabinet, you have people who have been in government or been in private sector that have made their marks. They have things to contribute to the economy that we put together. Asiwaju is someone who can scout for people, who can deliver on their core areas. So these are the things that are actually going to move this country. Most of the time people complain about the president. It's not just about the president, it's about the quality of cabinets he puts together that will determine the quality of output he gets. So on that area too, we know Asiwaju is so good in actually selecting people. When we look about the economy, the major problem we have in our economy now is revenue, not enough money. Asiwaju has done this also in Lagos. He has been able to move the IGR from about 600 million naira to over 10 billion naira in his first term. And with the structure left in place, it has actually grown to about 50 billion naira today. If Nigeria is able to grow its revenue both in foreign currency and local currency, then the value of naira will also appreciate. So these are another area where you know it will hit the ground running once it is being sworn in. You look at security. In Lagos too, we are able to put in place what we call the Security Trust Fund, where the police don't actually need to be waiting for every cover coming from the federal government. Yes, with Asiwaju on board, we know we'll be moving towards state police. But before we get there, we must be able to manage what we have on ground. And what has actually been their problem too? Funding. Inconsistent funding. So by the time we are able to translate what we have in Lagos, and we now have a sustainable funding for the police, then the issue of security will be reduced to minimal level. Let's go to the oil sector. By the passing of the PIA, by next month, there shouldn't be anything called subsidy again, unless there's an amendment. But as of today, there's nothing, there won't be anything called subsidy as from June. So I believe, and Asiwaju have also said it, that we don't need subsidy. And they have said it even before the election, that he is going to ensure that we remove subsidy, because it actually become a kind of a waste and a conduit pipe, which is wasting our resources. So, and in doing that, he has actually spoken about building more refineries, repairing the old ones. And you know, the one in Lagos, Dangote refinery, is the biggest in Africa today. And this is actually part of the brainwork of Asiwaju. The free trade zone was established, and the refinery was part of one of the occupants of the free trade zone in Lagos, the Lekki free trade zone. So these are the projections actually had. And you also know about the deep sea port. This is also part of the free trade zone project.